Hey friends, Pastor Michael from Organic Church. We're excited for another season of growing together. We'd love to have you join us on Sunday mornings at 10 or Wednesday evenings at 7 for friends, family, and a whole lot of Jesus.
Oh, red light's on. That means it's on, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure that button wasn't messed up. We're good. I didn't want it playing the whole time we were talking. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
It's not on. Alrighty.
Okay.
You know what this one is?
10 Commandments.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I know
Do you know the 10 Commandments?
Not all of them.
Have you seen the movie?
Which one?
The 10 Commandments.
Well,
What
there's like
was it?
2 or 3 different ones.
Oh,
Was
with
it-
Charlton Heston.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah. That's the one I watch. But I like Charlton Heston, though.
Well, that's really probably the best one.
Yeah. But that's not what we're talking. We're not talking about the movie.
Oh, we aren't talking about the movie.
We can, but
Well, I don't remember.
I don't watch it that much. I can't quote any lines or.
Yeah, I don't.
You know, it's not.
It's been a long time since I saw it.
Yeah.
I mean, like back in 2008.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
1708. Oh. No, it's not that old.
But yeah, we thought, you know what? That's a
Topic of itself.
Really is.
Gosh, what was that? 3-4 weeks ago that we briefly brought it up?
Yep. Well, we got a lot of ideas. It takes time to get to all of them.
It does.
So
Yeah.
and we think that's what we're going to do. Then something happens, and we.
And then I started writing them down recently, so because we would always say, "Well, that's a topic in itself," and then we didn't.
Yeah. Yep.
We don't typically.
Last episode, Beth got to tell her traffic story. Now I'm going to tell mine.
Okay.
Traffic or tragic?
Traffic. Well, it's tragic too.
Oh boy.
So,
okay.
Traffic tragedy.
Try.
And at first, I didn't want to talk.
TT.
This just happened yesterday, and at first, I didn't want to talk about it because I feel really bad about it. Feel stupid about it. But the more I talk to people about it, the more I laugh about it. So
you weren't the one that hit someone on Maple Avenue, were
God,
you?
no.
Okay.
No, that would not be.
My grandma
I would be
hit
laughing
someone.
about that now.
Sorry, Grandma. I told your secret. She hit someone taking Noah to school a few years back.
Oh, okay.
In a car.
Yeah, no, I'm only laughing because the person was okay, and but yeah, I mean, it was right by the Claymont laundromat, like that weird turn right there. And I will say it was someone who had Down syndrome who wasn't watching the road anyway, and it was like 7 a.m. and it's hard to see, foggy, dark, all the things. So yeah,
no, nothing like that, but could have been. Could have been.
Yeah.
So yesterday after work, I go up to Home Depot and I bought these 10 totes, these huge, I think they're like 170-gallon totes. They made special for the big Christmas and Halloween decorations that they sell. So all my boxes are getting old, so thought, these are perfect. So I went and bought 10. Now, mind you, one of these things is like not quite a half of this table, but let's just say a quarter of it, maybe a little over a quarter. So these totes are huge.
Yeah.
Right? So I bought 10 of them.
You didn't have them in the car, did you?
Huh?
You didn't have them in the car, did you?
No. Well, no. So they bring them out, and they're all wrapped up nice shrink wrap pallets. But I wouldn't be able to get that all in the back of the truck. So I wanted to get it in one load. So I thought,
no,
I'm going to take 5 and 5 back to back, stack them inside of each other. And mind you, when you stack these things inside of them, you cannot pull them out without help.
You're right.
These things are huge and they're heavy and they're hard to pull out. So I'm like, okay, 5 and 5. I'll put the lids on top and then I'll strap it down. And the lids, it's got these, don't just have like 2 clips like a normal tote. Mm-hmm. It's got like 2 on each side. Mm-hmm. So I thought, they're in there tight. They're heavy. I'm going to have a strap on it. It'll be fine. Yeah. It'll be good. So I felt pretty confident when I left Home Depot that they were going to stay in place. Well, I get off the Faircrest exit going back south 77, and it's not a mile. And all of a sudden I look back and There's it goes. The straps go.
Oh,
Straps let loose, and there go all my lids. So there's 8 to 10 lids, and like I said, these are huge, going into traffic. And most
people are probably like, the sky is falling. The sky is falling.
And crazy enough, like they skidded across the highway. Nobody was, from what I could see, nobody was dodging nothing, but they were running over them, of course. But the crazy thing is, I lost 2 of the totes. And like I said, they're stacked down inside of each other, and they didn't fall over anything. And it was the back 2 that were up against the back of the truck. So those totes had to come straight up out of each other and go out of the truck. And I didn't even see the totes coming out. So I didn't even know I lost 2 totes until I finally, and my wife's like, why didn't you pull over when this first happened? I'm like, I don't know. I panicked, and I was looking I thought I'd hit an exit, come back through. I just kept going. Like, I don't know what to do. So I pull over, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? You know, I'm having one of them moments. And my first thought is, Margie's going to kill me. That was my first thought.
I mean,
those kill me.
It was probably a hefty chunk of change too for those.
$100 a piece.
Man.
So yeah.
So
I'm sitting along the side of the road, and all of a sudden I'm looking, and I'm like, "There's 2 totes missing. There's 2 totes. Like, these things are huge, and I didn't see it.
Didn't see it. Didn't hear it. Nothing.
So I call her and I tell her what happened, and she's like, well, what do we do? And I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, well, I'll call Charlie, my stepson, and he'll come up and help you. And you guys are going to have to go up and down the highway and try to find them. Like, we got to find them. Like, this is X amount of money, you know. She's getting pretty upset. And I'm just like distraught. Like, I just don't know how this happened. Why did this have to happen? So Charlie gets there. We start going up the highway. First time, we didn't really see anything, so we looped back around. Finally, we see most of the lids laying along the side of the highway. So there we are on South 77, running across the highway, dodging traffic, trying to get these huge lids, run them back across the highway. And then we did another pass, and then we found one of the totes. We saw one of the totes just outside Bolivar, sitting on the side of the road. So we get that tote, we pick it up. It only had a little hole in it. Huh? And I'm thinking, like, yeah, if this would have hit somebody's vehicle, and let's face it, like if it'd been a motorcycle or something, it could have been bad news.
Yeah,
like, this could have been very, very bad situation. So we pick that tote up, we get it in the truck, and long story short, we still haven't found the other tote. So God only knows what happened to it. I'm almost thinking maybe a homeless person got it, because it would be a great, nice little hut for a homeless person. And I'm hoping maybe that's what happened. Like, there's some blessing in this that somebody got a house.
Was all your lids crushed?
Yeah. Most of them are all broken up. So I'm like, okay, now what I'm going to do? And she's like, well, you just want to tell them that they were damaged? I'm like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, I'm just going to tell them the truth. I'm just going to tell them how stupid I am. That I thought, I thought it was good to go. And I told myself I should probably go back into Home Depot and buy a couple more straps just to be safe. But I thought, no, I've
got this strapped in pretty good. I'm good.
And I did. I was like, that's going to be more money out the door. This strap is really tight. It's not going anywhere. These things are heavy.
Yeah.
It's good. Totally underestimated the situation. And this is what I do for a living, by the way, is shipping and receiving. So it makes it even more
manager,
more embarrassed.
Supervisor.
I mean, this stuff doesn't happen at work. So just the whole thing is just upsetting. So I called him this morning, and I was like, look, I'm just going to level with you. I picked this order up yesterday. I got down the highway. My straps gave way. I lost 8 lids. So now I got these huge 8 totes with no lids. What can you do to help me? And I will tell you, and I had an experience last year with Home Depot because I had something wrong with one of my Christmas decorations that I bought. Their customer service is, bar none, the best people I've ever talked to. They're willing to help. They want to help right away. And luck would have it, she's like, well, because they're a new item and because we just started shipping those out, we don't have more in the store, so I can't just give them to you. She's like, if I had 8 lids, I'd just give them to you. She says, but the only answer to the situation is you're going to have to just bring back 8 totes. We'll return them, as we normally would. We'll give you credit for those, and then you can order 8 more.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, it's no problem.
Huh.
And I'm thinking like a lot of people would be like, hey, too bad. Like you left.
Right.
You signed
for
off
sure.
on them. You left. You know, it's your problem now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they were fantastic about helping me out. And so so Saturday, I think we'll be able to just return the 8. Hopefully we'll get them there all in one
All
piece.
one piece?
Yeah.
Jarvie has tons of straps, so if you need more straps, just let us know.
Oh, I'm going to wrap them in shrink wrap.
You're probably
and
going to
everything.
stop.
Yeah, the
to
things I'm thinking
work
now,
on the
like,
way
you
up.
dummy, you do this for a living. You could have brought shrink wrap with you. You could have, and I just thought, it'll be good, you know. So, yeah, it looks like I'm going to be able to return 8,
That's nice.
order, get the credit for them, and then just order 8 more, and I should be okay.
That's good.
So, God is good, but yesterday, I will be honest, after yesterday, I thought I have had no spiritual growth whatsoever because I was cussing. I was completely out of control of myself because at one point my wife calls me and then I forgot that I had went to the back and laid my phone, and I don't even think I told her this yet. I laid my phone on the back seat. So then I go around to the front seat and I'm talking to her through the Bluetooth.
Mm-hmm.
So all this, she's like, okay, you're going to have to call Charlie. So I'm like, okay. So then I go to call Charlie and I'm like, I don't have my phone. I'm like, where is my phone? And I'm like digging through the front seat, looking underneath the front seat. And now I'm thinking, I just lost my phone. And I don't even know how I did it. And I'm just like beside myself. Like I'm just like cussing to myself. I have lost it at that point.
Yeah.
And and so, and at some point Margie's like, do you just want me to drive home? Because it was one of those situations where I was like, I don't even want to hear about it. Don't say anything about it.
Yeah.
And she's like, and she was a little heated about it first, but then she's like, it's okay. It's okay. If I said anything, I didn't mean to say it, And I'm like, I don't want to hear it. And I'm driving, and I hadn't eaten since lunch, and it's almost like 8:30, 9 o'clock.
No.
So yeah. And finally she's like, just pull over. I'll drive. And she drove home, and she stopped and got me something to eat on the way. But I'm just sitting there like, I thought I'd grown. And apparently I haven't, because I lost all faculty whatsoever, which is
It just takes a.
I was like, oh my, it was just terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It happens. It happens.
Margie gives Dave Ramsey a whole new line on budgeting money. I know how she is with the dollar.
And that was my first thought, is she is going to kill me.
Yeah.
What am I going to, not that I just lost him, not that anybody might be hurt back there, but that
money.
she is going to kill me. I just spilled $1,000 out on the road. And I was just like, oh my, and yeah, I just like, it just, like I said, I was like, I just felt like, I got work to do. I thought I was good in some of these areas. I'm like, nah, I just shattered every,
All of your own expectations.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like, and I don't believe in the whole, is it a full moon or a new moon thing? But there are some certain times where, like, yesterday, it might have just been that type of a day. I don't know, because.
I think what I didn't account for was that wind.
Yes. When you were talking about it, I was like, that was the really windy day.
And I think somehow that wind got up underneath.
It probably did.
And just threw them straps right off.
Yeah.
I was like, because I'm still thinking, like, that's not even possible. Like, for these 2 toasts to come straight up out. I could see if they fell over but they had to come straight up. And I'm like, how far did they go up before they came down? And because I didn't even see them. That's the crazy thing. I didn't see them tumble out of the truck. I just saw lids. So I'm thinking, at what point did these things just come straight up?
So Margie was with you?
Well, no, I went by myself. And of course, that's what she said. She goes, I knew I should have went with you. This wouldn't have happened if I'd have went with you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, just really giving it. And then the kids started giving it to me. Charlie was good about it, but everybody else started giving it to me. And I was like, I've had it. I don't want to hear any more. Like, yep, you guys are just perfect. This would never happen to you guys. So, yeah, I was just getting attacked on all fronts. And I was like, I just had it. I was just like, just lost it. So, but I think all is going to be well. God is good, no matter the situations.
So you only messed up 8 of them? You have 2 good ones?
Yeah. Because I had two in the back seat, Roger. That's how that worked. Of course, my wife's like, you could have laid the seat down and put all 10 of them lids back. I was like, I know all the things I could have done now.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah, trust me, I know. But
Well, at least you're going to still end up with 10.
Yeah.
Good
well,
one.
I think I'm going to end up. Honestly, I think I'm going to end up with 9 because there's one tote not accounted for. So unless we find it along the highway by this weekend, it's just whatever. So at best, we'll have 9 out of the 10. So at best, it'll be $100 loss.
Yeah.
Which, hey, if that's...
What if Joe Schmo on Fulton Road has it, like using it as a hut? Are you just going to let it be?
Yeah, I'll be like... That would make me actually happy. I'd be
Yeah,
like, okay,
for sure.
there's some good that came out of this.
Yes.
Somebody got a house out of the thing. Like, But yeah, I can't imagine driving behind me and all of a sudden all these lids coming at you in totes. I'm like, oh my God, this could have been bad.
I wasn't sure if
real
you were.
bad.
I wasn't sure if you were trying to. If there would be a reference with the 10 Commandments. And
Well, I broke
10.
probably quite a few. You know.
Like I broke
pretty-
all but one.
'Cause
Do
I'm
not
pretty
murder.
sure, I was. Where is it? Where is it? You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God. Yeah. So yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
Yeah. So
Not very well.
no. So yeah. So I was exhausted by the end of the day. I've been exhausted today because I only got like 5 hours sleep because obviously it was like you can't just go home and go to bed after something like that. You lay there and think about it.
Contemplate life.
Yeah, you're beating yourself up like you're. I'm a totally worthless person. Like I shouldn't be on this earth because
You have to meet Chase's brother Jet because when you were like, "Oh, you guys are just perfect," and then when you just did, "Oh yeah, I'm just totally worthless," I'm like, "Wow, this is Jet."
Yeah.
This is Jet to it.
yeah, they just kept giving it to me and making little smart remarks, and I was just like, okay, nobody say anymore. It's just, yeah.
To be fair, I think a lot of men are like that. Like they just
We
get
think
more.
we got it, or we think we got
or
it.
even like once people start like snickering about it, then like they just get even more mad.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It doesn't make it funnier.
Yeah.
It's just like I'll laugh later, but not now. And it's like
I'll laugh in a year from now about it.
you guys are making me, like I'm this complete, idiot.
Yeah. No.
How could you let this happen? How could you let this happen? And even Maggie today was just like, that's all on you, bud. How could you let that happen? Like, I don't feel sorry for you because, my dad would have, if I ever need something, I'm just going to call my dad. I'm not going to call you.
Yeah.
She was really giving it to me. Like, gee.
Man.
And I was like, okay, well, something bad is going to happen to you someday. And, better think about how you treat people when something bad happens.
That's right.
Like, what if your dad? What if he wouldn't answer? I'm not saying like he wouldn't. Like, I don't know. But I'm like, what if he would be doing something? What if he's at work with no service? Your next call would probably be me.
Again, it's just like I'm the idiot, and everybody else just would have. This never would have happened to anybody else. That was the moral of the story. Like okay. So, yeah.
It'll be something to look back and laugh on.
Oh, I'm already laughing.
will,
Like I see Charlie now running across the highway, dumping traffic, and it's hilarious. Because he was carrying like 5 huge lids and and the wind's blowing and they're blowing him, and and it's just like it's like a movie, like like you see in the movies. Like this is something Clark Griswold would have done. Now I'm out here on this highway.
Well, my kayak has a hole in it because of something similar to that.
And you don't realize how fast traffic goes until you were standing by the side of the highway.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've seen my dad like put 3 kayaks in his truck. I was using his truck. I'm like, oh, okay, we'll put the 3 kayaks just how he always does. And I mean, he would show me if they're in this certain way, you won't need to strap them because they're like, one will go this way, one will go this way. And sure enough, one just goes flying like right by the Y Tavern. And that I had a friend with me and she's running across trying to get it. I'm like, wait, there's someone coming. And running back. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was dangerous. I mean, them cars. I mean, like I said, you don't realize how fast 70 mile an hour is
until you're
out there
standing
on the side of the
alongside the
highway.
road.
It pushes you back when that semi flies by.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Jarvie used to do bridge work, and they would do a lot of it at night. And he said you just don't realize, and before you take a step out, because
you
wanna
gotta look.
you want to look at what you just welded or whatever he was doing with them, and he said you got to be really careful because you just don't think about it.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that's my traffic story. So
Your tragic traffic story.
Traffic story. Yes.
Yes, that could have been a whole lot worse than it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
It could have.
Seriously.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Could have had a ton of cars involved.
You know, but it's always those things like, okay, Lord, I know you like protected me in that moment. But why couldn't we just back up to Home Depot? Why couldn't you make me do something different? So
maybe you guys needed that funny story in your
maybe.
life. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something to look back on in 20
Well, you know,
years.
and oftentimes you think, okay, sometimes when something bad happens to you, it gives somebody the opportunity to do something good, which, as I said, there's people at Home Depot were just amazing. Like how, because a lot of times when you call people, it's just,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about your luck.
sorry about your luck. You can't get anywhere. They want to keep passing you from, department to department.
Yeah.
And most time it's a dead end, but they was just like jumped right on it. They got right back to me, called me back and said, nope, we can't do this, but here's what we can do. It wasn't like, too bad, you're just going to have to buy more. Yeah, they were just like, yeah, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of you. I'm like, wow, so it gives sometimes tragedy, gives people opportunity to show their best. So
Yeah.
it's one good thing that comes out of it.
Well, how do we want to take this topic? Just about the 10 Commandments in general? Or I know when we brought it up initially, it was kind of, people...
Well, I think we need to just have a quick discussion about why this happens in the first place.
Yeah.
Like what leads,
people to...
yeah.
Pointing-
What leads Moses to,
Yeah.
come down, having a one-to-one with God and coming
Right.
down with the tablets and having these specific commandments.
Yes. Take it away.
Oh, me?
History buff.
I was
Yeah.
hoping like maybe Roger could do that part of it, but can you do that part of it? I can kind of do that part of it. I got to. Well, maybe I'll start it
Between the two of you, maybe?
I'll start at you, enlighten me. So, obviously, the Israelites, all of the. I guess here's how it is: they're worshiping more than one God because they feel the more gods you worship, the more blessings you're going to get. But of course, in worshiping all these other gods, he's a jealous God, which he'll say in the 10 Commandments. It's by worshiping all these other gods, it's leading the Israelites to do all of these things that they shouldn't be doing. Like Moses comes back and he expects them to be God-fearing people, and they're just doing every act of
Wrong that they
can come up
possibly
with,
can come up
and Moses is just beside himself, and so he has to go to God, and it's at that point that it has to be understood that okay, there's no more worshiping all these other gods. There's only one God. There's only me, and if we're going to do stuff right, if you people are going to do right, you have to follow me and me only. We can't have this. You can't just go worship anything you want to. It's just total chaos.
Yeah.
As the Israelites are showing with the way they're living their lives, they're living in total chaos and darkness and performing every act of sin you can imagine, and God's had enough. I think people's perception of the 10 Commandments, and there might be some truth to this, that these 10 Commandments come out of anger. And they come out of wanting to, God wants to put his foot down on his people and limit what they're allowed to do. So it's almost like the 10 Commandments, it almost feels like it comes down as a punishment for the way they're living their lives. I view it completely differently. I think the 10 Commandments are coming out of love.
Yeah.
But like any good parent, you got to set some rules. You can't just let your children run the household.
Yeah.
it'd be total disaster. I don't care how much you love your children. You can't just let them do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
Just it doesn't work.
No.
So, God, through love and understanding that, I'm gonna have to rein my people in here. We're gonna have to set some rules about how we should live our lives on a daily basis, because God understands. Nobody understands sin better than the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And what we've talked about this kind of when we did the Ripple of Sin episode.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about the fact that when we sin, I believe that God is always giving you plenty of opportunity not to do it. He's always speaking to you. He's always telling you. I can be honest. I've heard the voice of God before telling me not to do things. And plenty of times in my life, I went, yeah, but let me do it my way.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is what I feel I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I feel is right for my life. This is what I feel is time to do.
Yeah.
Let me do it my way.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't actually say that, but that shows in your actions.
Yeah.
You're like, I hear you, Lord, but I want to do it my way.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it'll be faster. I think it'll get to me to where I'm supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
This is what's truly going to make me happy.
Mm-hmm.
But oftentimes that's the thoughts that lead us into sin. And when it comes to sin, God can talk to you and tell you exactly what's going to happen if you do, X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
And you have every opportunity to avoid that sin. And God can wipe that away. He can help you with that. He can help you to avoid doing those things. But you're going to reach a point that once you commit the sin, then you can't, now it's not that easy. You can't just wipe it away. I mean, Jesus Christ can. He can forgive you for that. But in the real world, in the world that we have to live in,
Mm-hmm.
once you commit that sin, there's consequences to it.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to answer for them in this world. There's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
And so once you hear the voice of the Lord telling you not to do something, and you go ahead and do it, then you realize that the sin you're committing, you can't just take it away because now you've hurt people.
Right.
Now you've affected other people's lives.
Yeah.
You've done it. Always has a negative effect on the outcome of your life, on the outcome of the people in your life. And then you got to do a lot of work that you wouldn't have had to do if you've just done what the Lord told you to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that it can't be forgiven. It's not that relationships can't be repaired, all those things. But guess what? That takes a lot of work. And some things in this world with certain people can't be repaired. There's some people that just can't forgive something.
Yeah.
There's just some things you can't overcome in the flesh in this world. I mean, Jesus can.
Right.
But, we have to take responsibility for that sin once we commit it.
Yeah.
Because now God can no longer just say, hey, we don't have to do this.
Yeah.
I can lead you in the right direction to get you to do the right thing. But once you've
done
passed
it.
that point and done it, then the Lord can't work with you that way.
Yeah.
Now we got to do it a different way.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have to work this out with the people that you love, the people in your life, the people that the consequences of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're talking about the 10 Commandments, it's just a list of things that's just going to help us try to avoid. If we do all these things, then you can avoid those sins that are without a doubt, for no matter who you are, it's going to cause you problems in this world. And that's all the Lord's trying to do, is to get us to live His way. Because he loves us and He wants to protect us.
Yeah.
He doesn't want us to commit those sins. He doesn't want us to have to pay the price in this world for the things that we do. He doesn't want to see that happen. So that's why He writes these things. He knows what sin's going to do every time we commit it, whether it's the smallest one or the biggest ones. And so some of the 10 Commandments, we look at them and I think we almost feel like they're out of date.
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, honor thy father and thy mother. Well, what does that mean? Well, it sounds outdated, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, most people are like, well, what does that mean? It just sounds like something somebody knitted and framed and hung on the wall, like your grandma.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's like, it just sounds out of date. But there's a lot of truth to it. And then therein lies a lot of the problem. It's like when you look at the Ten Commandments, some of it seems out of date. Some people can use them as weapons, actually, to hurt other people. There's a lot of different things that.
Does someone have them like pulled up offhand? Can we?
I got them.
Go through them real quick.
I got them in my study Bible here, so
just in case no one knows about them.
So and the first one, of course, is "You shall have no other gods than me."
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was a direct result of what the Israelites were doing. Is They were trying to worship these other gods because they thought, we'll get more blessings. We can do whatever we want to do because we, and God had to set them straight. Like, I am the only God.
Yeah.
All these other gods are false gods. I am the only one you should come to.
No one but me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, my Bible says, you shall not make for yourself an idol in the form of anything in heaven to worship them. And, we were talking about this last episode with Halloween and a lot of things we were talking about. Yeah, we have taken a lot of things in our lives, and it may not seem to us that we're worshiping them, but we are, because we take, as we were talking about football, we all take that every Sunday. We can put on our favorite player's jersey, and our whole day hangs on whether that player does well, especially with fantasy football now. A lot of young men, like they're so deep into that, like they're pulling money out of their paycheck to play fantasy football and to follow these players, and their whole
being financially committed.
Their whole happiness and lives on that day depend on how well those players do. Or just if your team wins or loses, it could ruin your whole day if your team doesn't win. And that's just one example of, we worship idols.
Yes.
We do worship. It's on that level. If we don't think about it that way, it's on that level of, we spend more time thinking about Pat Mahomes than we do about Jesus. It's so important if Pat Mahomes does well today. But what's Jesus doing today? Well, nobody cares as long as Pat Mahomes wins. It's just, and that's a reality.
Yep. It's the truth.
So is there any more backstory to the Ten Commandments, Roger, that you'd like to share or can add to that?
I'm looking here.
You've read 2 so far?
Yeah, he's read 2. Said, "Thou shalt not take the name of." Oh well, he's already addressed this one.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, because some people.
But yes, "Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain."
But what does that now? Because most people will say that means if you cuss, you shouldn't say the Lord's name in vain. Is that all that it means, or what is it really talking about when we should not take the Lord's name in vain?
How have you taken it, Roger, in the past?
I mean, do you take it just as,
well,
you shouldn't use it as a cuss word, or is there more to it than that?
It depends. Well, it doesn't depend on how you say it. When you say it, it's you're not supposed to be. You can say my God," and that's not taking the Lord's name in vain.
When you're doing it in
when
prayer.
you're doing it,
Right.
doing it in prayer, but when you're doing it as a,
When you're misusing it.
or when you're misusing it,
Yeah.
in your talk,
Yeah. Like if you're saying, "Oh my God," about something that just happened.
yes, that's that. And a lot of times,
And
a lot of times you're not saying it in that tone of voice. It's always
right. Oh
an
my.
elevated,
Yes. Yeah.
tone of voice.
And if it is your God, then why are you misusing his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could it also potentially mean that you should never say anything is of God that isn't. Like you're saying like, well, God wouldn't want you to do this, or it's basically if you're misquoting God, if you're saying anything as if it were scripture.
Well, God wouldn't want you to celebrate Halloween.
Well,
Like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like
Or
that.
just like all of a sudden you're coming up with your own scriptures
Right.
of how you see life, and
Yeah.
you're saying
Right.
God says you shouldn't, and it's like it's not a commandment, but you've made up number 11. Is that that's just an example? Like you're taking the Lord's
Right,
name
right.
in vain because you're putting words in God's mouth that aren't there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think.
mean, is that
Yeah,
Yeah. It'd be
I've never looked at it that way, but yeah, I think that's just the same.
you're telling people God's doing this or God's doing that, and really you don't have. There's no, like again, like if somebody
like you have no relationship.
if somebody
with
speaks
them,
in
but-
tongues and somebody gives the interpretation and it's not true, like you're just
Yeah.
you want to be heard that day, so you
Right.
say whatever
Yeah.
you wanted to say, and it's not the truth. So that's taking the Lord's name in vain. Like you're taking His word
Yeah,
and His name and
yeah,
not telling the truth.
yeah.
That's just another thought I had about it. I don't know if that's accurate or
Yeah, because the word was God, you know,
The word is God.
and the word is God.
yeah.
Yeah. And then we kind of talked about the Sabbath.
Beth's thinking over there.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I really am.
What are you thinking about?
I just when the older grandchildren were growing up, Abby, she was little and she got on that oh my God thing. It just drove me nuts. And I finally said, you know what, Abby? I said, every time that, God might be walking through his house and stubbing his toe, 'cause she's about 6 or
Yeah.
7. I said, he doesn't yell, oh, my Abby.
Right, right.
I said, so why do you say that?
Mm-hmm.
And so I said this to her over and over. She was cute and she'd go to say it and she's like, I know, Grandma. Oh, my Abby.
Oh, my Abby. Oh, my Abby.
Oh, my Abby. But it bothers me. Even to see it in writing, the OMG, that
Yeah.
bugs me.
Especially like the all capitalized and yeah. And I don't know. Like my grandma, like when I was growing up, she worked for Consumer Support Services, which is like, MRDD. And like if, whenever you're a teenager, for whatever reason, the R word is very popular. And it's like, that was one word we could not say, and we could not say, oh my God in vain. And it was like, if we did, we knew what our explanation as to why we shouldn't be saying it would be, And so,
I think when you are saying, when you're praying or talking to God and you're oh my God, how I love you or whatever,
That's right.
You're giving him the reverence and respect and
Right.
that he deserves. And then you're just taking that all away when you're using it the other way, because you're not giving him any credit at all. You're using it almost as slang.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And there's said, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. We discussed that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard, especially this day and age. This is back when we didn't have grocery stores, gas stations, and when I was growing up, well, until I was maybe in high school. Well, not maybe 6th or 7th grade. If you didn't have gas on Saturday night at 10 o'clock, you didn't get gas until Monday morning. If you didn't have a loaf of bread, you didn't get it till Monday morning.
Yeah, and people just think that's impossible now, but it really isn't.
No.
Like if that's the way things were, everybody would
Yeah.
follow suit. That's
Yeah.
not
I mean,
impossible.
Basically the only people that really worked on the Sabbath were those that are in healthcare. There wasn't that many hotels, motels around. There weren't. You didn't have to. There wasn't a lot of people traveling.
Yeah.
I mean, the travel months were in the summer months. That's when everybody got their vacation, and that's when you did your traveling. In wintertime, you stayed home. And it was easier to keep the Sabbath.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm sure after the major interstates were introduced, things got
Oh, well, yeah, and
that
then-
really
and then-
changed things. I'm sure.
Yeah, because travel was so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I can remember my grandfather picked me up, and we were going to Beckley, West Virginia. Okay, that's really not that far now.
Mm-hmm.
But when we went, we had to get down Old 21, and like, it took us forever to get there. Because if you ever been down Old 21, it's twisty and turny and up and down and twisty and turny and up and down. And, it's not like it is now, to where, you can go from here to Ocean City, North Carolina in 8 hours. Back then it took 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
At least 2 days.
Yep. So then you start having all them travel plazas, popping up.
And then
all night.
And then those people they're having to work on the weekends, because okay, we got travelers, we got they're going to want gas, they're going to want something to eat, they're going to have
Place to stay.
Yeah. So
Yep. And as it says, I think it says the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath.
Yes.
So it's like we've almost got that confused now. It's like
now we make it for us.
Yeah.
Because it's a day we can go to church and then we can take off and we can go to Columbus.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
To go to Columbus.
Well, some people are like, well, that's how I rest. I just kick back. I watch football all day. That's how I rest. Okay. It's not about rest. I just, it's supposed to be holy.
Yeah.
You're supposed to keep it holy. But yeah, people are like, yeah, it is a Sabbath. I'm resting. I'm doing what
some
the
of the
Lord's telling
words
me to
that's
do.
coming out of their mouths as they're watching it is
right.
not holy.
Yeah. But again, we're all guilty of it. And one way or another, most of us after church, we're thinking, hey, we're going to Subway, we're going to Jerry's, we're going, everybody's doing something on a Sunday. And again, it's hard because a lot of times Sunday is the only day people have together.
Yeah. Well, that's like when I was growing up, Sunday was your visiting day. You went to fellowship with your relatives. We used to go to my uncle's all the time out at the farm, and we when I was a kid, we used to have some good times. We get down to pasture field in the creek and build a dam, and we had our own swimming hole. Either that, we'd take go-kart down the road with the BB gun. We'd shoot cows along the road. Watch them run. It just.
Yeah.
But then you also spent time with your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would go to grandma's after church.
We would even do that.
And I don't know how, but she would have put on a spread and she'd been to church that morning and been to Sunday school, and you come home and
She was probably up
there
at 3
was
in the morning.
this, wonderful spread that she had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something I never really got to experience. Was, the grandma Sunday
I did.
dinner,
It wasn't ever like brunch or lunch. It was more dinner, but it was, and I think it was more or less because she never knew what time people would be
there.
People were coming and going, so it was like, it was almost always ready by 1 or 2, and then people could just graze on it, I guess. But
Yeah.
So the next one, honor your father and your mother. But of course he said, honor your father and your mother. But anyone who loves his father and mother more than me is not worthy of me. They're like, okay. So what does honor your father and your mother mean? I'll be honest, I can't explain this one.
I can't either.
Well,
I think it's being
get it.
respectful. Right? That's
Yeah.
what that's what comes to my mind.
That's what I think. Is just be respecting their what they've told you, what they're telling you. You're honoring them by doing what they tell you to do, as long as it's within the word.
I guess I've always gotten confused as to why that doesn't just say respect your elders then. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's another big, it's not in here as that, but it's
basically the same.
It's basic knowledge. Yeah.
It's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could read into it, however, whatever you wanted to read into it.
Yeah.
But I think when you teach your children, as they learn to respect, their mother and father, they also
Learn to respect
learn to
others.
respect
Yeah.
others.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. See, my study Bible says, this is the first commandment with a promise attached. To live in peace for generations in the promised land, the Israelites would need to respect authority and build strong families. But what does it mean to honor parents? Partly it means speaking well of them and politely. It also means acting in a way that shows them courtesy and respect, but not to obey them if this means disobedience to God.
Right.
It means following their teaching and example of putting God first. Parents have a special place in God's sight. Even those who find it difficult to get along with their parents are still commanded to honor them.
Yeah. That part where it said,
So I think the building families part.
yeah, and the part where it said, if your parents are
Well, and I think
not aligned with me,
if you're going back to the situation with the Israelites, when you don't have strong families, that's when you do have a lot of lawlessness.
for sure. Yeah.
And I think that was one thing, like if you've got all these people sleeping with each other and doing all these other acts of sin, all these forms of disobedience, then nobody's building families with that.
Right.
And so without that strong family unit, God's word doesn't,
Yeah.
it's hard to hold on to his word when you don't have that family structure.
Yeah.
Which
definitely.
is, I think, kind of what we're seeing in our world today is this. We got generations of people that really don't believe in the family unit. They're not focused on building strong families. In fact, people seem to think that, more people now are more comfortable being alone than they ever have been because of social media.
Right.
Like you don't need to have actual friends and family because you can just spend all your time on social media. So you don't have this desire to go out and form relationships, strong bonds with actual people.
Yeah.
And when you don't do that, then I think, it's hard to hold on to God's word. It's hard to have any structure in society because everybody's just, again, doing what the Israelites were doing whatever you want to do and not having any focus on what it means to be a family unit, to do things together, to honor God together.
Okay, what do you think about the "thou shalt not kill"?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That is. Because I don't think, I think it goes back to just when you're in anger and you're saying nasty, negative things, you've almost like you've killed that person too.
Yeah, it may not even actually mean
A physical death.
yeah, as in the form of
It could be
Cain
your,
and Abel,
it could
but-
be your, not necessarily your physical death, but it could be your spiritual death.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In some ways it's like, Cain kills Abel even before he strikes the blow.
Yeah.
Like he's already had it in his mind.
He already had-
That's not his brother anymore.
Right. Yeah.
He's not worthy of being my brother.
Yep.
I'm not even taking that into consideration. He might as well be a stranger.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, that's always the big controversy is, those that do commit murder, can they ever be forgiven in the eyes of the Lord?
Yeah.
That's a very common question. I always like to believe that that's possible for people, that they can, even after something like that, they can truly find the Lord and the Lord will forgive them. A lot of people have a tough time with that one.
Yep.
For many different reasons, many valid reasons. But I think a lot of those things come out of pain and unforgiveness and just, again, the society that we've created. There's plenty of people who kill people in self-defense.
Right.
Happens every day.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's still a sin to do that, even though they had to do what they had to do to protect themselves. You still committed that sin. So
Do you think those people, if they ask for forgiveness, they received it?
I think so. If that's truly what's in their heart, if they're truly willing to say,
Right.
Lord,
If it wasn't premeditated or it wasn't planned. They didn't want to do it, but it was a necessary act.
yeah,
And you ask for forgiveness, then you received it.
Yeah.
But we
I even believe, though, that if it was premeditated and you had all intentions of thinking through and killing that person, then when if you move on in life and you get to know the Lord and you surrender it all to Him, that you can be forgiven.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, and as we said in the last episode, we all believe that evil can get into people.
Yeah.
And so for whatever reason, that evil could have crept into that person.
Right.
And caused them to commit these acts. That doesn't mean that the Lord still can't come into their life.
Right.
And wipe that away and take that evil spirit away.
Right.
And give that person a cleansing and give them that forgiveness. Now, Lord Jesus Christ might be the only person that's going to forgive them in the end, but that's the only one that matters.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It really is. It's the only one that matters. People say every day, like, if you harm a child, we should just kill that person. It's very easy to say that. It's like it makes sense. Like, how could somebody be so terrible to harm a child? And the only answer is, to kill that person. And it's like, well, that's still wrong.
Right.
That's still a sin, no matter how justified you may seem.
Yeah.
How right it may seem. That may be the easiest solution to that problem in the world we live in. But it's not a solution in the eyes of the Lord. It's you can't, as he says, you can't fight off darkness with darkness. It just doesn't work that way. That just causes more, because it's one of those things where you can do a lot of things to feel justified, but most of the time that wears off and you're left with the reality of what it really is.
Right.
Yeah.
And for you might never forgive yourself for the rest of your life after you've gotten past the passion of the moment or doing what you thought was right. You may never forgive yourself for doing it. And that's tough. That's a tough life.
Yep.
You're going to search for forgiveness for the rest of your life, which is, that's tough to live with. So yeah, but that's definitely, that's probably the most controversial one as far as when we start talking about forgiveness and how that affects somebody's life moving forward. And even to the victims themselves, because then people start asking that question, well, why does this have to happen? If somebody is covered by God, why would He allow somebody to be murdered? So it's just that's a deep topic that it's a tough one. But again, as I was saying, that's why it's in the 10,
right?
Because of how much pain it causes. It's one of those acts that once you've gone too far, I can't just fix this,
right? Yeah,
we can't just
like
pretend you never did
your
it.
Finger and
we could have done that if you would listen to me and how I want to do things. This could have been avoided, but now it's now you got a lot of work to do. Which leads us to, you shall not commit adultery. I'm in the bad company of Solomon and King David. I understand their story. I've been there, done it. As a Christian, I can own up to that.
Yeah.
Right.
That my life led me to fall in love with a woman who was already married. And I don't doubt that we were supposed to be together.
Yeah.
Because I see where we are. And yes, I truly believe that God does turn all wrongs for good. Even if, because in my heart, I had good intentions. Like, no, Lord, let me do it my way.
Yeah.
Let me do it in my timing, because I feel like where I'm at in my life, this is what I need right now. This is what I feel is what I should do. Instead of listening to the Lord and saying, I'm not saying this isn't supposed to happen, but this is not the way it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Like, you need to listen to me, and we need to do it my way. I didn't do it that way. So I have to answer to that every day of my life.
Yeah.
It's just, and King David had to answer to it. King Solomon had to answer to it.
A lot of people
have
to answer to it.
And it's a number 10, because once you do it, it affects family. It affects people very personally, and it's not something you just can't fix it.
Yeah.
It's, again, you go so far And it's one of those sins that now you got a lot of work to do. And there may be people that will never forgive you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, no matter what they've done.
Right.
It's just
Right.
one of those things
Yeah.
because they're just, some people can't forgive. It's just the way that it is. And I have to be spiritually mature enough to say that's okay. I don't expect people to forgive me for that. I really don't. There's only one person I do expect to forgive me for that, and that's Jesus Christ. That's it. But I know that. I know the responsibility that comes with that for, you know, for making that decision. And yeah, it can haunt you every day.
But I think even
It can always make you, and for me, and I'm not saying this to build myself up, but that was very uncharacteristic for me. Like that was very that was something I would have never thought of handling that way, or something happening to me, or that's like the one thing in my life I think, okay, I kind of lost myself or my nobility that I had of how people look at me. And honestly, sometimes you think, you know what, I could cover up a lot of other things that I don't feel like I'm good enough in the eyes of the Lord, but that's one I can't. You know, I can't do it. It's just the way it is. So it's just, that's not who I am. And I think her and I's relationship is an indicator that, you know, we are two people who are very spiritual, that are very close to God, that end up committing this. And it's just a fact. We did it.
Yeah.
It's how we chose to go about the situation. It was wrong.
Yeah.
And we both answer to that all the time. We both still struggle with that at times.
But I think how you mainly go about it, and you know how people are going to respond to it, I think that, like, you're not going to be shell shocked whenever they start to. And I think that in itself, like, you at least, and it stinks. Like, why does it have to be that like that?
Yeah,
You know what
I mean, honestly, she's had some close family.
Yeah.
That have been very hard on her for it. The people that are supposed to love her the most are the people that have been the hardest on her in this situation, which to me doesn't really make any sense.
No.
And that's a whole other, I see that as a wrong, you know, but it is what it is. You know, again, we're guilty of that. There, you know, we have to take responsibility for that. But it's just, like I said, our relationship is firmly founded in, you know, having a relationship with God. And I wasn't going, before I met her, I wasn't going to church, didn't think about going to church, didn't want to go to church. I was on a path that I shouldn't have been on in the first place.
Yeah.
So, you know, by meeting her, I met Florence, and Florence is the one that got me back into church because of her example. And so, no, it wasn't the right thing to do. But God, I think God was still able to work it out all for good.
Yeah.
And somehow get me back into church to do what I'm doing now.
Yes.
And I would never, ever, ever, because I've had this experience, say, you should do that.
Right.
I would tell anybody who is thinking about handling it that way, that is the last thing you want to do.
Run.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, it's going to be the hardest thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a death. You can't handle it that way.
Yeah.
I would because it's worked out for me. I would never tell anybody that that's the right thing to do.
Yeah. And even though it has worked out for you, you still have those.
Yes. Oh, yes.
You
Yeah.
know.
You live with it for the rest of your life, and it's just something that you can't.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you're reminded of it every day.
Yep.
And but that's why it's a top tenner. It's just one of those things that, you know, it's a hard one.
Okay, how about thou shalt not steal?
So if you're starving, you haven't eaten in 5 days, and you walk into a grocery store and you steal a sandwich,
Yeah.
happens every day.
All the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
steal or die.
Yeah.
I think what he was talking about here is me stealing something from you. Like you have something. Not that I'm destitute or hungry or poor, but you have a book that I want, and it's your book.
Out of greed, or
And I take it because
And I think
want it.
I think we have to remember and go back to history and remember what the Israelites were doing as
Right.
to
Yeah.
why did
Yeah.
God give Moses these to write down? Like what was going on? I
what
think a
were-
lot of times we have to reference, and I think one
yeah,
of
the Israels cannot move forward as a people unless we get these things under control.
yeah, because let's be honest, they're headed into the city, like the city of all cities. Like we don't want that sin in there.
Yeah.
Like I mean, they were horrible. Like we need to set them straight somehow. So yeah, I think the ones that are kind of black and white like this one, I just try to think back to, okay, well, what was going on, and about everything was going on. That's why he had to
Yeah.
set some
Put
things
that one in
straight.
there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbors. You're not supposed to lie about, well, did you see what Sid did? She stole this and she took this. And well, and it's not true.
Yeah. And that could be more than
That could
just
be
your
more-
neighbor.
Right. Yeah. Anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody that you come in contact with, you should never
Like gossip almost. That's almost
pretty much,
Yeah.
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 especially
And even when they're guilty of something, that doesn't mean that you go in and expand on
Right.
right.
on the story,
Yes,
on the,
yes.
to for your own personal gain, or, for your own entertainment.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
If you're not speaking the truth, don't be.
Yeah.
If you've got a grievance against somebody, a valid grievance,
Yeah.
it still doesn't give you the right to go and blow the story up to, now you made the story even bigger than.
Preach, Nick, preach.
Bring it
Yes.
on.
Yeah, nobody ever has that right, and that's how we were saying about Netflix and
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
taking
It's so true
taking
though.
something and then actually putting untruths in there
Uh-huh.
for entertainment purposes. It's not even fair to a convicted killer to have that done to their story, to their life. I mean,
Because
their
he's
life
just
is
as much a
already-
human being as
Yeah,
I am.
And their
I mean,
life is stained enough. Why should you feel the need to go in there and
yes.
and make it even worse?
Tie dye it up some more. Like,
Yeah, for the sake of $1.
yeah.
That's not.
For the sake of your own, like you're getting something out of
Yeah,
it. Like that's
as
just
Roger
messed up.
said, it's because I want it. Because I feel the need to have it. And it's it's not so much out of survival. Because again, God knows everybody's heart and why they do what they do. So I would assume somebody's starving and that's their last
Yeah.
option.
right.
Like eat or die.
I mean,
Okay, I think we can get past that one.
Yeah.
I could be getting something like that here shortly with everything going on.
Exactly.
The SNAP benefits and everything. Like, I didn't really look at it like that until last night when Chase's aunt was texting me about like our pantry and stuff, and she's like, I don't know, said just keep your doors double locked, and she said it could get scary out there, and it's sad that it might, because people are going to be starving.
Yeah, and it's however you think about this personally or politically. We got a lot of people out there taking advantage of this system that we
Right.
created, which
Right.
guess what though? We created this system. We let it get out of hand.
Right.
Yep.
That's just the fact.
Yep.
So me personally, I don't believe people should be taking advantage of the system. If you can go to work and provide for your family, go to work and provide for your family. That's what you should be doing. Don't keep living off SNAP benefits for the rest of your life and teaching your children to do it.
Right. Yeah.
That's not right.
Yeah. Like it should be a goal to get off of them.
Yeah, but it's not the children's fault either that their
Sure.
parents have decided to build their lives
Exactly,
around this
exactly.
program, and now they're going to starve. And so now we've created this huge problem. Like now, what do
Yep.
we do?
Yep.
Well, it's too late now.
messed.
Now it's above our, our control.
Yeah.
It's like, what do we do? So, but that's why it's like, okay, we need to solve this thing from the ground up.
Yes.
You can't
Take it
just
to the
all of a
root
sudden,
cause.
you can't just all of a sudden like take it away, but we can't just keep letting people live on the system because it is doing more harm than good.
Yeah.
To have this mindset of people in our
Yeah,
society.
I
to think,
agree.
I don't have to work for anything.
Yeah.
If they'll just keep
If
giving
they'll
me
just
handouts.
give it to me. Yeah.
But
that's not good.
The system has made people.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Because we let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't hold people accountable. The government created this program and just let it just get out of control to where, well, it's too late now. Now you got thousands, maybe, I don't know what the number, how many people are in this country actually depending.
I think I
on
read somewhere
SNAP
millions.
benefits.
I thought, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. To think about that is crazy in an American society that we have to have millions of people relying on this program. It's like we've done something wrong long time ago.
Yeah. To let it get
But
this
part
far.
of because of how they've done the assistance has created that. You have somebody who works for $13, $14 an hour who doesn't really qualify for assistance, but they are expected to pay $700 or $800 a month rent.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's easier to stay home and live on the system than it is to try to struggle and make it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Pinching
and
pennies.
that's the problem. Is you've got an honest person who is going to work every day, like you said, making $13, $14 an hour, and just need a little help to keep feeding their kids properly, so that maybe they can save that money to buy the washer and dryer, buy the new furniture, buy the new car. That's what would make sense to me. Is like, okay, if you've got hardworking Americans who are just struggling to keep ahead, as long as they're working, give them a little help.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's what it's supposed to be. Or if you got the guy that just lost his job after 15 years and he's in transition and he's got 3 kids and needs help. Yeah, that's what it's for. Help that guy out. He's got a track record of going to work every day. But when you've got these people that have no track record and keep having children, and that's all that they're doing, so that they can rack up more SNAP benefits, it's like, okay, we can't allow that to happen. But again, you can't just let the kids starve.
No.
So it's a complicated issue.
Yeah. Last one. We got one more.
One more. It says, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
This one I was the most excited about because
Well, then you take it away.
covet is something that we can't really have or can't afford to have. And here we are talking about people with $1,000 car loans or car payments, and like keeping up with the Joneses status. And it's like, you see that happening across the country, but no one ever talks about that 10th commandment. And because let's be honest, it's a secret. Like, well, I'm not going to act like I can't afford my $1,000 car payment that I chose to have $1,000 car payment for. Not me. I'm just saying other people.
Yeah,
you know what I
right.
mean? But they're too embarrassed to say it. But it's like, I feel like that's why this one's never talked about. Because they're just too embarrassed to say that that's what they're doing. But the reason they're doing it is because they're just trying to keep up with the Joneses next door.
Yeah. Yep. Everybody thinks everybody feels entitled. Like I should have these things.
Yes.
I should be able to keep up with.
It's an emotional, like, oh, me.
Emotional high.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I should always have, when the iPhone, what are we up to now?
Gosh,
I don't even, because I don't follow it.
I don't even follow it.
When iPhone 10 or I got to
Oh, no,
have
I
it.
think they're 15 now.
I don't know.
I don't know. When my iPhone broke and they said, oh, well, we can take your phone in on a trade. And they're like, oh, no, we don't even want it.
Yeah, and they do that. They're like, they dangle in front of you. Oh, you could trade this phone in right now and get the brand new iPhone 15. And
It only
and
costs.
so there's people that anytime that new phone comes out, they got to have it.
Oh,
Their
yeah.
other one works just fine, but they got to have it because they want,
Well, and then I think too, you see, and I'm not picking on the younger generation, but they see, well, mom and dad had this, mom and dad had that.
But mom and dad didn't have that when they were starting out at 21 and 22 years old.
But they
have to remember
but they
that.
want to have that. And
I've had to try to tell my sister that, like, hey, mom and dad have that nice house out on Wolf Run because mom and dad have been working the same job. they are well established now. It didn't used to be like that when we were growing up. We were on the benefits, and we were pinching pennies, and all the things. And it's like it's not like that anymore. Like you can't automatically have that shy. Like, and she won't care if I say her name, but you can't automatically have that. Like you have to build it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's
you have to pay your dues.
exactly. Yeah, it stinks, but yeah, like you're in that like growing pain.
Yeah,
like that's what it is right now, and you just have to face reality.
Though we've kind of created that as parents,
We have.
because
For sure.
we've bought them that new
Yep.
iPhone.
Yep.
We bought them that new computer gaming system,
And now
that
they
come
don't
out.
want to, like, it's going to be like a culture shock. Like, wait a minute. Yeah.
Well, and they're going to have that culture shock when it comes to, now I got to afford this on my own. It was always given to me.
Yep.
I have all the same things. That I think that's the difference. Is these young kids have all the same things that we adults do.
Yeah.
Like, like when I was a kid, I had toys.
Yeah.
I didn't have things that my parents had worked hard to get. Like I didn't have my own phone in my room.
And
I didn't have,
And, I was like, I don't know, 12 maybe when I got my first phone. But the only reason I got it was because it was a flip phone. It was $20 a month. And I made sure I did $20 somehow of chores, not even at my house. Like we didn't offer, like my parents didn't offer chores, but I would go to my grandma's. I'd go to my other grandma's. Somehow I would make $20 in 30 days to get that card. You know what? None of them work that way anymore.
No.
Well, complete generational. You can see it here.
Yeah.
When I was 16, that's what I wanted was a phone in my room. Now I'm talking a phone that's hooked up to the wall.
Yeah.
And I can remember I got a pink phone that I just thought, because it wasn't the one that hung up this way on the wall, it was one that sat down like that. I think they called it the princess phone or something. I was so excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was 16.
Yep.
I wasn't 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were coming into
And your mom could turn it
Off.
Yeah, they
and
yank
could
that cord
listen
right
to
out.
what you were saying and could yank it out.
Your
and,
dad could come in and yank the cord right out of the wall if
Yeah.
he wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With no cost to him whatsoever.
That may
know.
may not happen.
But now But now one of these babies is hundreds of dollars. And it's just like, and we just think as parents, like these kids have to have it for their own protection. I'm like,
You're just telling yourself
we didn't
that.
have anything when we were kids. We would disappear for hours. Our parents didn't even know where we were, and we're better off for it. We think kids have to have all these things, and it's destroy. Like I said, it's destroying. Like I can't imagine just starting out. Sid, I can't imagine starting out raising kids now.
Yeah.
With all of these things that you have to deal with and monitor, and just Coop's going to be coming to you like, my buddy's got the iPhone. By the time he's old, it'll be iPhone 45.
Yeah.
Whatever it's going to be, and he's got to have it. And everybody else has it. I have to have it. And
Well, I think too, because of both parents working, we feel that guilt,
yeah.
and so we've
totally lost like
family
honor thy
time.
father
Family
and thy mother.
connection.
We've just totally lost the fact that we're the parents. Like we're not your friend.
Yeah.
We're your parent. We love you. We want to see the best things for you. We're here to guide you.
Yeah.
You're not here to tell us what we think or what you think you need.
Yeah.
We know what you need.
Right.
But now it's the other way around. Like now you listen to your kids, and they should tell you, they need everything. There's no boundaries. There's no growth. There's no everything is, like I said, everything is just they're just, they got to have it all now. There's no waiting until they're old enough to even understand that, hey, I got $500 in my hand. I never had $500 in my hand as a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
In any form whatsoever.
And it's always in their hand. You know?
It's always in their hand. And they could throw it, they could leave it wherever, they can, and it's like, they don't even get it. And we're doing it to ourselves.
Not me. You know when I got my first phone? About 15 years ago.
Yeah. And it's easy because like it's under contract. Yeah. So it's in you. So you didn't really pay $500 for the phone, but you're paying on it.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it's only another $10 a month. Yeah, for the next
35 years.
yeah, exactly.
we've gotten this mindset that, just we're willing. I think that's the problem with where we're headed. It's just the parents no longer have any control of what happens.
But we can't blame the kids though. We
did it.
That's the thing. Like,
Did it. Yeah.
But you can't convince some younger adults.
You can't convince the generation that did it.
Yeah.
That they actually did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Truth. That's so true.
Because that means they'd have to give it up too.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and
nobody wants to give up anything.
No. Even for the common good, it's like, nope, I'm not willing to sacrifice that.
Yep.
Just not willing to do it.
And just think, Jesus sacrificed everything for us.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and we're not. Yeah,
and
we
can't sacrifice a telephone.
Nope.
So do you ever think there was a person or is a person besides Jesus that has kept all these 10 commandments?
No.
Exactly.
Not a one.
And there was on my one devotional, it says, it's like the motherhood one that I've talked about, but it said trying to memorize scripture, like, tips and tricks and stuff. But it said, whenever my first kid was a toddler, I would turn on these songs for littles or something. And she had a couple different ones that she turned on. So I've been turning them on for Cooper. And the one was called the 10 Commandments. And I mean, this was like a day, like it was so bizarre how it happened, because we brought up the 10 Commandments when we decided that we're going to do it, and then I had this devotional, and then she was like saying about these songs, and so I went and Googled or YouTubed a couple of these different bands, and the one was about the 10 Commandments, and I was like, oh, well, I'm going to listen to this one because I want to see just listen to the lyrics. And it said, no one can keep them all even on their best behavior. That's why we all need a savior.
Nice.
And I'm like,
yep. Well, yeah, obviously.
But it's like, yeah, no one has, no one will.
Nope. And like I said, as I said at the beginning, I don't think humans, we don't really understand sin. We do, but we don't.
Yeah.
Like, even when we see that truck coming, we see the headlights coming, we're staying in the middle of the road. Sometimes we just stand there. Like, we know that truck's going to hit us. We know what it's going to do to us, but we still stand there. So obviously we don't understand it. God is the only one that truly understands sin and the outcome of it and all the effects that it has, which is, I think, out of love and protection for his people. Like I said, my people cannot move forward with the mission, with my word, if we don't start getting these 10 things under control.
And it wasn't, hey, here's these 10 commandments. If you, abide by all of them, you'll see eternal life. Like, that wasn't the point of it. No. The point was, like, to show your commitment to your Savior. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we're on a path here of no return. Yeah. If we don't start following these commandments, these people are just becoming completely unruly. Yep. Like I said, the family unit's gone. There's just no strength at all in my word, and we're worshiping gods that they don't, that they just met yesterday or just found yesterday. And, it's just my people, and my word is just going to completely disappear from the earth if we don't get these. These are the 10 things that are causing the most. He could have made it the 20 commandments or the 30 commandments, but these were the 10 things that were like, okay.
There's so many things that you could branch off of each one of
for sure.
Yeah, it means this.
But it's
it's
like our Bill of Rights. If we wanted to talk about our country and our Bill of Rights, there's those 10 things that are like the foundation of what we believe as Americans that we should have and protect. Yeah, and of course we're sometimes at a point now in our country where, I mean, I don't even remember what all 10 Bill of Rights are. I don't. But they're so important, but most Americans don't even know what they are. Yeah. And it's safe to say maybe a lot of Christians don't know what the 10 Commandments are. Yeah, the big ones. Right. But sometimes, like, don't covet or honor thy father and thy mother, or, you hear them, but you don't understand them. Yeah. So it's, that's where we are. But yeah, it's not just a like I said. I wanted to say too. It's the 10 Commandments is not your certificate.
Yes.
To judge.
Yes.
You should never have them in your back pocket
Yeah.
as a get out of jail free or something like that. To just I'm going to attack people anytime I.
You know what I'm seeing right here? Like the Book of Whoville. But yes, Mr. Mayor, true. But the Book of Whoville also says, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And then he says something, and she's like, "Where does it say that?" Oh,
it's in here. Nobody
in here. Yeah.
Roger's like, what?
Whoa, this is getting scary.
The Grinch.
Oh,
The
How
Jim
the Grinch
Carrey
Stole
one.
Christmas. Jim Carrey, 2008,
No.
2007, 2008, or is it earlier?
It was earlier.
Oh
I
yeah,
think.
maybe it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
2004, I think.
Okay.
I might have to phone Chase and ask him. He'd know.
phone a friend.
Phone a friend. I'm surprised he hasn't turned it on yet for Cooper. This year. He's already turned it on last year for him.
Well, November 1st. It'll be,
Yeah.
like I said.
There was one year he turned it on in September. And I'm like, what are we doing, buddy? Yeah.
Hey, I was watching Christmas reels. I remember in summertime I was watching, like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
It was really hot. And
Christmas
I'm
in
tired of
July.
this. I'm tired of this heat.
Well, any other parting words?
No.
No. All right. I will pray us out of here then. Let's hit this. All right. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I just thank you for this time we've had this evening, Lord. I just thank you that we are able to gather here and talk about the things that, some people have questions with. And I just thank you that, this was brought on Jenny's heart to do this one. And I'm just thankful that we all, came with just our own words of encouragement, advice, even just our own 2 cents. Let this touch someone now. Let it touch someone 10 years from now. I just pray for travel mercies and in your name. Amen.
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 Hey friends, Pastor Michael again. If you've enjoyed this podcast, you should consider joining us on Sunday mornings. Our address is 1943 North Water Street Extension in Yorksville. We'd love to have you join us for an in-person service.